Hello guys, welcome back to another podcast episode. Also am been recovering from a sickness, so please be nice about my nasalness. But yeah, so the topic today, we are going to be talking about dreams. A fun fact about me is that I love sleeping, but besides that, I love dreaming that comes with sleep. And a lot of people find it interesting to find out about me that when I dream, I almost dream every night, and I can remember a lot of my dreams in pretty good detail. And I would say I dream pretty much every night, and I do remember my dreams. Obviously I don't really quite, right when I wake up I remember them, but if they weren't that impactful, then I won't remember them usually after. So if you're asking me what I dreamed about this morning, I probably couldn't remember it, but in the moment, this morning, I definitely did remember. After I woke up, I was like, oh yeah, I just dreamed about that whole thing. Unless I write it down, unless, I said, it was very impactful. I guess we'll just start with why I love dreams. Why I think I love dreams so much is that, when you go to sleep, you're in, a world that's not real, I guess. You might not actually know it, but, you get to experience things that you won't get to experience in real life. For instance, becoming a superhero, or flying, or I don't know, playing soccer in the World Cup, for example. Just doing all these things that you wouldn't necessarily get to do in your regular everyday life. So I think, something I like about it is just, I don't know, feeling like you're getting to do things that you wouldn't get to do normally. Or even, meeting, characters in, movies, for example. Meeting Spider-Man, or fictional characters I don't know, Mario, for example. Just, all those cool people that you'd probably never get to meet or do those things. So I think that's one of the reasons I love dreaming, because it's just a way, also when I'm at rest, to have my mind kind of go wild and create these crazy stories. The thing with me though with dreams, one of the unique things I can do is I can sometimes choose what I want to dream about. Such a cool thing to experience. I know a lot of people don't have this experience, but for me, sometimes when I was a kid, for example, I really loved Lego Ninjago, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, I do still really like that show, but I would always want to be a part of that world, or be fighting along with these ninja or whatever. So I would try to dream about those things. So sometimes when I would go to sleep, I would think about that when going to sleep, or sometimes I would this is so stupid, I would take my Lego figures of my Lego Ninjago figures and sleep with them, and sometimes it actually works, surprisingly. I would dream about Lego Ninjago and I would be in there, and it was such a cool thing. I can choose what I want to dream about, I guess you could say. I haven't really tried that with being older, but I guess you could say if I was to watch a Marvel movie, there's a good chance I might dream about that Marvel movie. I wouldn't say it's choosing as in lucid dreaming. You know how some people on TikTok, there's that whole craze where people were writing down and claiming they were shifting to another reality or whatever. Nothing like that, but it was just kind of sometimes manipulate what I was going to dream about before I fell asleep. Continuing on to that, sometimes I can also continue my dreams. Meaning if I wake up in the middle of the night and I was oh, that was such a good dream, I really want to know what would happen next. Or if I wake up in the morning and I don't want to get up yet, but I was oh, I want to continue this dream. Sometimes I can go back to sleep and continue the dream going. Where I know some people are once I wake up, the dream's gone. But for me, I can continue it. And how I do that, close my eyes and then try and go back to sleep. And as I do that, I kind of in my head imagine what I think would happen next in the dream from where it last left off, from when I had awoken. Then when I fall back asleep, it's kind of as if I do continue going back into that dream state and continuing that dream in a sense, but I just kind of created that little gap that was missing, I guess, if that makes sense. So that's something that I think is super cool. But not just continuing dreams though, I can also have very long continuous dreams, which I have experienced, which is kind of where, say I'm Spider-Man or whatever, and I'm swinging around the city saving people, right? And then I wake up and I'm oh, that was a cool dream. And then months later, for example, or years later, I could have another dream continuing from that dream from a year or a few months ago. Continuing where I'm Spider-Man swinging around, and I know it's the same kind of universe because it's referencing things. But that kind of also brings me into back to another point where I also have dreams where my dreams will sometimes reference other dreams I've had, which is also kind of crazy to think. It's like, how does that work? Like, how is it like all my dreams are like connected in like the same universe? Like, it's weird, but like it has happened to me where like I'll have a dream I was in Disneyland, and in another dream that's completely unrelated to Disneyland, it's like, hey, do you remember that one time we went to Disneyland? And it's referencing that dream and the stuff that happened in that dream. Is that not like insane? Because like I personally think that's like crazy that your mind can do that, or can like create such crazy things like that. I think it's just fascinating to know that I can do that personally and some people can't. Maybe I'm rare, maybe I'm not, I don't know. But that's just why I love dreaming, because I experience all these cool things that a lot of people don't experience. But I do also have I guess you could say I'm a very intense dreamer. Like, I sleep talk like almost every night, and my friends have witnessed it. I swear a lot in my sleep, which is, I mean, is it surprising? I don't know. But usually, like, I always seem to be arguing and swearing with people. So my dreams, as much as I would say that I do have really good dreams sometimes, I would also say I also have a lot of not so pleasant dreams. Like, okay, let me tell you, my dreams usually at least consist of these things: someone dying or death, spirits or ghosts, like spiritual activity, me being chased or running away from something, or me arguing with someone. So like I said, it doesn't sound very good, but I also do have those dreams where they're great. Like, I go to Disney World or something, or I'm Spider-Man swinging across the earth saving people, you know? Even if I do have one of those good dreams, usually something of that list that I told you of, the core list, does pop up. Like, someone usually dies, or someone, you know, even if it's like not even like an important person, they might just die. It's like, oh, someone died in my dream. Or there might be a ghost or a spirit, or I'm being chased by something or someone. And let's just say, when I'm being chased, they don't have the best intentions, those people. And I would also say, like I wouldn't say I have many nightmares or anything. Like, there are dreams where I'm like, oh, thank God that was just a dream. Or like, oh, thank gosh, like, that didn't really happen. The worst recurring nightmare, I guess, is like, I do have a lot of dreams where like my teeth have fallen out, or like they're just like wiggly or like loose. That is like one of probably the worst recurring dreams I have. Or just me being naked somehow, like, I don't know. But I think the teeth one always gets me, because I'm always like, oh my God, like, my teeth are gone, and I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, my teeth are gone. Or like in my dream, I'll have it where like my tooth is wiggly, and then it comes out in my dream, and then like tooth falls out, and my mouth is like just pouring blood, and like, it's just gross, okay? It's not very pleasant. Like I said, like, that is one of the more probably like nightmarish type dreams I get. But other than that, like, people dying, like, I've had a dream where I have died before, which I don't know if that's, like, people say that's not possible. Like, your personal self can't die in a dream, is what I've been told. But I have had a dream once, like, this was probably like the worst dreams I've ever had. And this was when I was in like grade 7, I think, or 8, and we were out camping, and I had this dream where I have a big fear of guns and cops, and I don't know exactly why I have that fear, but it's just like one of my big fears. So I'm not a big fan of guns in general. They kind of scare me. And this dream where I was being like confronted by a cop, I guess you could say. This cop was pointing a gun at me, and my dad was there, and I was screaming at my dad to help me. And no bad intentions on my dad, guys, but in my dream, my dad did not do shit. He did not help me, and I was crying, and the trigger was pulled, and I died. Then it was like my soul had left my body, and I was in the third person in my dream, and I could just see myself lying there dead. Yeah, and my dad just didn't do anything. And that was the one experience I did have of me dying in a dream, and I woke up so terrified. Like, it's been on my mind since then. Like, it has been a terrifying dream, especially when you're like 12. Not a very good dream. But I haven't really experienced dying myself in a dream since then. So I don't know if I actually did die. I kind of was in a third person view after, and kind of like floating around as a spirit. So I don't know if you can really say that, but I don't know. I did recently actually have a dream where I woke up crying from a dream. And this is something that I don't usually have happen in dreams. And that was kind of running on like emotions and stuff. It had to do with soccer. I don't really want to get into the dream specifically, but someone had said some hurtful things to me, and I had woke up, and I was just like very distraught and upset, like, oh my gosh, like, why am I crying? Like, I've never woken up crying from a dream before, so that was a little sad. I do also dream about stuff that seems to be bothering me in everyday life. So, like, for example, if I'm stressed about soccer, I could very well dream about soccer and the stresses about that. Like I said, that's what that one dream about me waking up crying was about soccer, and soccer at the time was, I was dealing with a lot of it in my personal life. Same with, like, a lot of the dreams of when I'm arguing, for example, like, let's say I had a fight with my family or my friends, I'll have dreams where I'm fighting with my friends, or they said something, or, you know, we're arguing. Like, that kind of stuff can flow into my dreams, and when that does happen, it makes me realize, like, okay, like, something in my real life is bothering me right now to the point I'm dealing with it. Clearly, what I'm dealing with in my real life is a big deal to where it's pouring into my dreams. So that's kind of when I know, like, okay, I have to try and work this out, or I gotta fix something in my real life right now if this is coming into my dreams. Yeah, but, like, when I was a kid, like, I remember having this dream about Scooby-Doo, and I also loved Scooby-Doo when I was a kid, and I still remember this dream to this day. This was when I was probably, like, 8 years old, this dream, by the way, and now I'm 22. So, like, I remember, like, running into a room with, like, Scooby and Shaggy, and there was this table, and me, Shaggy, and Scooby were on one side of the table, and the ghost was on this side. It kept, like, kind of chasing us around the table like this, like, we would move, and it would move. And that's what I remember from the dream. Like, that's kind of all I remember. It was a long time ago. Interesting that I can still remember that. But it was just, like, such an impactful dream for me because I had loved Scooby-Doo so much. So, like, dreaming about it and, like, that being, like, the one dream I remember from my childhood of Scooby-Doo, I think is just super cool. Actually, I want to talk to you about this dream that I remember based on the top of my head. But it was, like, a weird dream, right? This dream occurred, like, maybe 3 years ago. And there was this frog. This is based on what I remember. So there was a frog, like a real frog, and I found it at a poker game, okay? I was at this poker game, and I was like, why is there a frog at this poker game? I don't know. But then the frog somehow ended up in this cup at the poker game. I don't know if it was, like, a drinking cup. Someone was drinking out of beer or something. I don't know. And, I don't know. It disappeared. I was like, where did the frog go? Like, this was my frog. And I end up chasing everywhere to find this frog, right? And it's, like, on the back of this car, and it's moving, and I'm trying to chase it to get the frog. And then I eventually get to the frog, and there's, like, this huge, like, tub of water, I guess. And this frog ends up in this tub of water, and I'm trying to get it before it drowns. I don't think frogs can drown. I don't know what the heck was going on in the dream. But anyways, I end up getting the frog, and the frog is dead. And I'm, like, super sad. Like, no, my frog's dead. Like, what am I going to do? So my brother actually brought this frog back to life by giving it CPR. Like, he was, like, touching its, like, chest and was like, oh, come on, frog, giving it, like, mouth to mouth, and the frog ended up coming back alive, and I was so happy. I was like, yes, my frog, he's alive. Like, I don't know, it was my pet frog, if I had to take care of it, I don't know. It was such a weird dream. It was just so random. Like, who finds a frog at a poker game, and then it dies in a tub, and then your brother brings it back to life with mouth to mouth CPR? Like, hello? Like, so that's just one of the weird dreams I had. And then getting into some of the other dreams I've had of a recent, well, not of recent, about a year ago that I remember writing down. To film this video, I was, like, waking up, and every day after I woke up from a dream, I would, like, write down the dream or what I had remembered from it to talk about in this video. So those dreams are up on my laptop because I'm recording on my phone, so I can't read from my phone. So I'm just going to pull it up on my laptop, and then I'll be reading from my laptop some of the notes, because they were over a year ago. But once I reread the notes, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally remember having that dream. So I should just keep a dream journal. But the issue is that I dream so much. Like, dude, recording every dream I have for the dream journal takes so long. So sometimes I've thought about just, like, well, doing voice memo notes of the dreams. And then I always forget to do it. I've only ever done it once. Okay, I got them up on my laptop. This dream, I had said it was a new semester, and I couldn't find my classes, and I kept losing my backpack everywhere in this dream. Like, it just kept disappearing, and every time I'd go to class, I'd be like, where the heck is my backpack? And then my coach, oh my gosh, my coach kept texting me in the stream saying, like, he needed me to do something for him. And so, like, I would be walking, and then he'd just kind of be, like, stalking me in the hallways. And, like, in the stream as well, like, I remember, like, it was, like, not, like, this school here or my other school. It was kind of, like, I don't know, it was, like, a weird school. Like, there was a lot of hallways. It was kind of, like, my old college, I guess, like, the interior of that. So, I don't know, it was just weird altogether. As I was trying to find my class, because I also couldn't find my classes, I went to the bathroom, and in the bathroom, I got pranked. Like, someone had spilled like all this like fake blood on me, and then like someone took a picture and they got like spread across the school. I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like, this is my first day back. Like, oh my gosh. So that was that dream. There's this one. This is a soccer dream. We had won silver at provincials in futsal, which is like, futsal is basically like soccer but indoors, and you're playing on a gym floor, and it's 5v5 instead of 7v or 11v11, and it's like really fast. Yeah. Anyways, that's what futsal is. But anyways, yeah. So I had a dream that we had won silver provincials, but I wasn't there because I was sick or something. I don't know why I wasn't there in the dream. Generally, I just wasn't there, and like, but I was like so sad that I wasn't actually there to have like contributed to the win and everything. And I remember being in the room and I was like, I don't know how I got there. Like, did I just show up? I don't know. After I was like, sorry guys, I was sick. I don't know. But I was so proud of the team, but I was also so sad. But I think I did still get a medal, but I was just really sad that like I wasn't actually able to play or be there. So that was that dream. Oh guys, this is another soccer related dream, but this is about my youth soccer and this kind of soccer team, university team combined. And it was this girl that I very much disliked on my youth team, and for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to say her name. We're just going to call her, what are we going to call her? What should her name be? We're going to call her Lily, for example. Okay, we're going to call her Lily in this. So, Lily, this girl I absolutely do not like, came to play soccer at my school that I'm at now for preseason with another girl I don't like as well on the team. Oh, what are we going to call her? Rose. Okay, Rose. Okay, we're going to call her Rose as well. And I was not happy. Like, I had finally found, like, a team that I was, like, super excited with. And then having Lily and Rose come here was, like, ruining everything. And then another girl on my soccer team, they had my back, okay? They, like, were, like, being very nice about it. They're like, hey, like, these people won't cause you any problems. Like, we're going to work through this. I was just so mad, too. I was like, why didn't my coach invite these people? I was like, they're not even nice people. Why do you want this kind of a team environment? Anyways, it was just a dream. But then, moving on to the fact, in the same dream, all of a sudden we jumped to me not being able to find my AirPods, which is so out of the ordinary. And then, I was trying to order food at our cafeteria in the school, and they, for some reason, were selling like full-size watermelons and milk jugs, as if it was some kind of like, I guess, grocery store. Like, I don't know. And it also says, I wrote down, and teapots, question mark. Why were they selling teapots? No idea. So that was that dream. Okay, this is another dream. I had to relate with school, like I said. So I couldn't find my classes once again. Apparently I don't like being unprepared, I guess you could say. And this dream took place at my university now, but also my elementary school I went to. And when I got here, like, everyone was, like, in a new pod, I guess you could say, or, like, room. And, like, at my school, like, a pod, I guess, it's just kind of, like, a place where everyone kind of lives. But, like, I didn't get my own room, okay? No. I had to share my room with 7 other people. And it wasn't just girls, it was also guys. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I don't want to share my room. Like, I like having my own room. But I don't know, it was just weird. It was a weird dream. Okay, this is, like, one of the spiritual dreams I've had. So, I had moved into a new house, and it was kind of like a manor almost, or like a big mansion, and it had a huge yard. And it was haunted. Me and my friend were driving his car to a garage. I saw, like, a ghost that looked like a zombie, but, like, it wasn't just, like, a car, like, they were driving, like, they were driving, like, a tank, like, my friend. They were driving a tank back, like, it wasn't a car they were driving back to the garage at this haunted house or whatever. It wasn't a haunted house, but, it was haunted, but it was a manor. It wasn't a typical haunted house, you know? And they're driving a tank, and I was, like, in, like, the, you know, like, on a tank where they have, like, the gun shooter spot? I was up in there, and, like, I had saw, like, this person that looked like a ghost, but they were like a zombie, and they had an axe, okay? And so they tried to attack me and my friend that were in the tank, because that's what they were driving. And then I shot the zombie ghost or whatever with a cannon type gun, because like I was in the shooting thing, and then like the ghost just basically flew like went flying. And then I also remember the stream, I didn't write this down, but I think I also remember like there being, seeing a whole bunch of like the ghosts and stuff in the backyard through like the big yard and like the mirror of the house. Yeah, there was like huge windows in this house, I will say, that I remember from the dream now. Yeah, so that was that dream. Okay, this is another kind of crazy one I had, but this dream was like a soccer Hunger Games, basically. So like there was a whole bunch of other teams in like my university soccer division, and we were all like put in this arena. We were all like killing each other, dude. We were going ham with weapons and stuff. And one of these other teams had kidnapped a girl from my team, and we were like scared because we were like, no, like where did they go? And then we saw her on a hill, and I remember like running up this hill. This was not, I didn't write this down, by the way. I'm remembering this now. But I remember like running up this hill to like try and save her before like the other team had killed her off. And I remember getting there and like saving her, and we had saved her before she had died. But I was like, man, that was a close one. So that was that dream. So this is another soccer dream I had. This is like one of the most random dreams I had. I was in my hometown. My soccer team, like my Ambrose soccer team or whatever, was in a change room. And my coach told me, okay, you guys have like 5 minutes to be on the pitch or whatever. And I was frustrated because my shin guards were not going on. They just weren't working. And I like crashed out in this dream, okay? I was like, I had like said the word holy fuck, and then everyone on my team like stared at me and was like mad, and like apparently they could also hear it outside of the change room, so everyone was mad at me. And like on the bus ride home, like someone recorded it for some reason, and then like someone just like started playing this video of me saying it to everyone, and then they accused me of saying like, instead of saying holy fuck, they accused me of saying oh my effing god, for like taking the Lord's name in vain. But I didn't do that in the dream. But like why it's such a big deal in my dream is because I go to a Christian school, right? So like, everyone was so mad at me because they accused me of taking the Lord's name in vain when I didn't. But then here's the thing, the dream continues, but it just like completely jumps to another random thing, okay? Now it just jumps to another scene in the stream, and then all of a sudden someone like wanted to order 59 macaroons, okay? Just like randomly, and like was willing to pay double for me to do it. And I was like, sure. But then they told me they wanted like on a small plate or something. It's like, no, like it's not worth double the cost when it's like 5 times that or whatever. And then I don't know, I just basically said no for reasons, and then they were mad at me for that. They like wanted to kidnap me or something, and then I started flying outside like through the air. And then as I was flying, like this like evil person, I guess, sent butterflies to chase after me, which is so weird. And then the butterflies ended up finding me. This stream continues just randomly. It says, then they stopped the Hunger Games book, and it was buy one get one 20% off with me, so I bought a 3-pack of the Pumpkin Cafe type books, and it was only $10 total. Yeah. Yep, those are just some of my dreams I recorded a long time ago. Like I said, they're weird, okay? I mean, this video does sound pretty like dark, like as in like, why would she love dreams so much if she always dreams about this bad stuff? But keep in mind, guys, I don't always dream about this bad stuff. Like I said, it could still be a good dream, but I don't often remember the good dreams as much because they're not as shocking. They don't leave a shock factor. So when I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was a great dream, it just kind of gets thrown to the back of my head. But when I wake up and I'm like, man, that was a fricked up dream that I just had, I tend to remember them more. So a lot of the dreams I do discuss in this video are more of the like crazy ones I have. But like I said, like, but there are good ones too. Like I mentioned about being Spider-Man, saving people, or going to Disneyland, or whatever. The Scooby-Doo one, for example. Like there are dreams. Like I do have good dreams. And not every part of the dream is bad. But like I said, there are some dreams that are just a little like, whoa, like what the heck is going on? I just feel like I don't have anything else to say about dreams. Like generally, I really enjoy dreams. I'm excited to keep dreaming. And I think it sucks that not everyone can dream the way I do. So, yeah. Thank you for coming back to another podcast episode. If you enjoy, leave a thumbs up and comment down below. And I should be back with more soon. Okay, bye guys. Bye. Love you.